Want a garden that thrives and plants to share? Let's split some perennials. This week's Tuesday tip shows you how. Do you have a perennial plant that's screaming, "I'm crowded, help me"? This week's Tuesday tip is how to dig and divide plants. Hey, I'm Lorna, a University of Missouri Extension Master Gardener. How can you tell when your perennial needs dividing? Well, when it's too large for the spot it's in, or it's crowding out your other plants, when the center is thinning out or becoming bald, or if the plant stops flowering or flowering starts to decline, then it's time to dig and divide. Perennials grow back each year from roots that go dormant in the winter, and those plants, they get larger over time. And because of this, they sometimes need digging and dividing. The most popular times of year to divide perennials are in the spring, as the new foliage is emerging, or in the fall, about 6 or 8 weeks before the average date of first frost. Know your plant though, because a few popular perennials are commonly divided at other times of the year. Irises, for example, do best if you divide them in late summer, after they've flowered. To get started, soak the ground 2 to 3 days prior to the surgery. Here are the things that you may need: a sharp, clean spade to dig with, a sharp knife or a cutting tool, water supply, and you may also want pots and soil for your divided plants if you'll be potting the divisions up. Okay, here's our overgrown clump of plants we're going to dig and divide. First, you dig straight down around the perimeter of your plant to loosen up the root ball. And then you can start lifting out your divisions. You remove any excess soil that you dug up that's not, around the roots, or there's no roots in it, and just leave it in your planting hole. And then you want to keep these roots moist until you put it in its new home. And do the same thing with the others that you're taking out. Make sure that for each clump that you remove, that you've got a good mass of healthy roots around it. If you see any damaged or rotten parts, or you got some grubs down in here, you can remove the damaged parts of the plants and the grubs before you put the plant in its new home. So part of the clump that you've divided, you're probably going to put right back in the ground, like I'm about to do with this one. So just make sure you've got a hole the right size to put it in at the depth it came out of. Make sure it's moist, and then spread the roots out in that planting hole before you fill it back in. For the clumps that you're moving to other spots, the first thing you do is find a suitable spot in your garden with appropriate sunlight and easy to dig soil. Dig a hole that's the right size for what you'll need, loosen up the soil in there, and make sure it's moist. And then open up the roots, make sure they're spreading out. Make sure the plant is at the appropriate height. And then just fill in with the soil. All right, then when you've got your soil settled around your plant, and just pat it in evenly. Be sure and re-water the plant. If there's a lot of vigorous top growth, consider trimming the foliage back to reduce demands for nutrients and water on the reduced root system. Monitor your divided clumps frequently for a few weeks after planting to see if they need more water. Don't fertilize after relocation if you did it in the fall, because you don't want to make your newly divided plants put out some tender new growth just as winter is approaching. Some perennials respond well to division, but others don't. If you're unsure about your plant, there's useful information in the MU guide sheets that we've linked below. We hope you enjoyed today's Tuesday tip. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our next video. See you in the garden!